Yeah, he is just a puppy. He's actually a year old, and he's not quite full grown. When he gets to be full grown, he can get up to 170 pounds. And he weighs about 100 pounds now. I think he'll drag me down here on my belly, though, when he gets to be that big.
We all know that when you work with dogs that you got to be careful when they eat. With a wolf, that's intensified about 10 times. You know that all dogs, they say, came from wolves originally. I've been working with wolves since I was a kid, and many of my friends that have also worked with wolves have a missing ear, missing fingers, cheek gone. Wolves, you got to dance around their wild nature, but to do it just right, they become marvelous ambassadors, like right here. 1,200 pounds of pressure per square inch in their jaws. A Great Dane or a German Shepherd goes in the 700 to 900 range. We have about 200 pounds of pressure per square inch in our jaws if we brush our teeth. If you wear dentures, it drops to 20. In a wolf, when they get to be about 5 or 6 in the wild, they break their teeth. It works against them. Other wolves notice, and they'll eat that wolf, or the wolf will starve. I personally been out in a bush plane following the radio signal from a wolf that was radio collared. We found it north of Fairbanks. There it was. The head was there, and a little bit of the spine. The other wolves had eaten it. Testament to there's no mercy in the wild, is there?
None whatsoever. Now, you know, a lot of people look at this chain and say, oh, it's barbaric, you know. You bring the wolf down on a chain. Actually, if we were to use a leash like you do your dog at home, you'd just turn around and cut it right in two. There's no kind of rope at all that can hold a wolf, and they can cut just about anything with their teeth. They learn that right away.
Thank you, Mario, for bringing out Sirius Black. I once brought a wolf on the Today Show with Katie Couric, and I didn't use a chain. The wolf figured that out about halfway through the little talk, and a nylon rope was what we used, and the wolf turned around and started to cut it in half. And I thought, well, that might happen. Okay, I pulled a brown steak out of my pocket that had a little...
They gave up trying to bury people, and they started piling up.
He's in a mood today, though. Here comes the female.
Oh, yeah, don't bite my finger off.
Humans are our prey animal, and when there were no more human carrion in the fields to eat, they actually went into villages and began devouring people right out of their houses. And so they hunted them into extinction in Europe.
Say, Mario.
Thus, they're not found there. In North America, there's not even one reported case of a wolf ever attacking a human being. But you've got to worry whenever your numbers start
Watch your hands.
Numbering the natural prey animals.
I can tell... Arctic fox, this is a female. I can only hold her here for a couple of moments. But she's been in many films and still photography, too. Whenever you see photos of Arctic foxes close up about global warming, it's usually this one. And what about the History Channel?
Well, it's very interesting. There was this program about Vitus Bering. And, you know, the Bering Sea is named for Vitus, this explorer, Russian explorer. And many of his expeditions went awry. And one expedition actually shipwrecked on an island in the north. And when Vitus actually found his men, they were all dead. And they were being eaten by Arctic fox. And they wanted to recreate this scene for this movie, for the History Channel. And they thought, well, how are we going to do this? Well, we employed some old loggers, out-of-work loggers here. In the wintertime, they have nothing to do. And the parking lot here was covered with snow. We put costumes on them, painted their faces ashen, laid them out, put meat in their sleeves and in their pockets and so forth. And this little fox is going around. Plants this fungus everywhere he goes. Well, this fungus is instrumental in digesting wood. And it actually turns wood into usable soil, and it affixes nitrogen, and it regenerates the soils in the forest. And without this fungus and this squirrel that propagates it, this forest would not exist at all.
That seems a bit of a stretch. I couldn't believe that. According to eyewitness accounts anyway, from a lady that works at a crime lab in Texas. And she wasn't doodling. This was quite accurate, and this is what the creature apparently looks like. Mario and I both worked in a Discovery Channel series about the existence of Bigfoot. And we saw the droppings, the footprints, the hair, everything, but the Bigfoot. But, and this area here is supposedly one of the hideaways for this creature, but locals have claimed they've seen it, but they also like the old John Barleycorn. So we didn't do local interviews. But what is behind you, Mario?
This is a true ghost of the forest here. This is a goshawk, and this bird actually is designed to live in old-growth forests, and that's what they need to nest in. And this particular species of hawk has been used in the art of falconry, we know of, for at least 5,000 years. They were used and they're found in temperate zones all over the world. They migrate to warmer climates in India, all over the Middle East and so forth. And they were class restricted most of the time when they were used for falconry. This particular hawk was known as the knight's hawk in medieval times. Because it was so utilitarian. This bird can feed you. It kills enough game that it can actually feed itself and you as well. And a knight, under the employ of the king, everywhere he went and he carried his hawk, the hawk would go out and catch game for him, and he didn't have to worry about how he was going to feed himself. So many knights that went on the crusade, they took their hawk with them, and if you went into battle, you turned your hawk loose. Now I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about how falconry works.
Now, Mario has been working with birds of prey since he was 4 years old, and he turned 44.
More than modified hair. And if you look at them under a microscope at the tip, the black tip actually has almost like shake shingles all facing down. And once it goes into an animal that's attacked the porcupine, it will not come out on its own. And then with every movement that animal makes, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And wolves, bears, mountain lions have all been found with these in their heart, lungs, kidneys, vital organs. They'll travel within the body. If you're cavalier enough to attack the porcupine, you may pay with your life. A dog that gets a mouthful, they'll travel right down his throat and into his esophagus and lungs and kill the dog. Now, did you all see the little sign on the house down here? House of the Growing Teeth.
A baby.
Rodenta is Latin for growing teeth. This is a rodent, second largest rodent in North America. Does anybody know what the largest rodent is in North America?
A moron.
Any idea?
A nutria.
No. But it's a rodent. You're right. You're very close. The beaver is the largest rodent in North America. Nutria don't quite get as big as a beaver. Beavers are up to 70 pounds. They're a very, very big animal. Well, this creature, anatomically speaking, when you look at their skull, they're almost indistinguished from that of a beaver. And they do the same thing. They eat trees, just like a beaver.
I'll sit him on the ground.
Porcupine can fly.
Is that a baby?
Yeah, this is a baby.
Come here, little buddy.
Oh, the heck
There he goes.
There he goes.
More training needed.
He's gone.
She's so cute. She loves to run around.
10 weeks old, born here.
That's our little baby.
And they're born with all their quills, 30 to 60,000
those teeth.
quills, depending on the biologist you talk to. But
Let me get out
I
of
don't know
here.
if
Oh, you're fine.
tried to
You're
count every part of the
Now, I think a lot of people might wonder how the porcupine, if he can't shoot the quills, how does he get the quills into a person or an animal that's attacked him? Actually, this tail, and he's very waxy right now. He's got this kind of sticky substance that oozes from his skin, in the back especially. It's almost like, you know how you wax a screw before you screw it in to make it easy to go in? Well, this wax that he has on him makes the quill slip very simply into the animal that's attacking him. Now, if you want to pet him, you have to go with the grain, not against the grain. And he's not very waxy up here, so you won't get too much of that waxy substance on you. Not right on the head. If he raises his head quickly, he can stab you. He has quills all over his body except for the tip of his nose and his belly and the palms of his hands. There you go. There you go. Now the quills are all there. You see them? They're all there. If I go the other direction. And he has very, very sharp teeth, razor sharp teeth. The top and bottom teeth, they grow continually throughout their life. Member of his family, the Rodenta family. But they rub against each other kind of like a whetstone, and they keep them razor, razor sharp.
We're going to continue on now up the trail here.